Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
You're watching Tesla Time News.
Episode 648.
Oh, now you know. So Elon reposted this from Tesla manufacturing: end of an era, decommissioning the original Model S and X assembly line in just 46 days. Take a look at that.
You might be going, oh no, why is Tesla decommissioning their Model S and Model X line? And that is because they're making room for this guy, the Optimus, humanoid robot that's going to do your dishes.
Tesla Robotaxi posted cool news from Giga Texas. So Tesla Robotaxi just published this video, and if you're like, all I see is Cybercab driving around Giga Texas, you're right.
That's the news. Cybercab will be getting more testing miles in by driving employees around Giga Texas, 2,500 acres and miles of roads.
And Elon said Cybercab at a fork in the road.
Eric said 50 rides in over the last few days, and I still never wanted to get out of it at the end of the ride. So if you're watching this show,
and you are,
then you get it. EVs are here to stay.
Electric cars are the winning tech. And just like horses, ICE cars are going away.
So you know that your home and your business must have EV charging for you and your customers.
But we get it. It can be overwhelming to think about installing EV chargers. So why not leave it to the pros at SmartCharge America? Have Joe Barletta and his team take care of the design, permitting, and installation so you can sit back and relax knowing that it's done right.
SmartCharge America has been doing EV charging long before we started our show 11 years ago.
They know what they're doing, and we should know because we hired them to install our Tesla EV charger with PowerShare so that our Cybertruck can power our house.
Friendly, experienced, and professional, on time and on budget.
Now, I've been a construction supervisor for years, and being able to say that about a contractor is rare. When you find a team like SmartCharge America, you want to tell everyone.
Thank you, SmartCharge America, for sponsoring today's show.
It's time once again for Tesla's Patent of the Week.
That's right. The U.S. Patent Office has published another of Tesla's patents last Thursday, automotive perforated insulated glass structure. This is a continuation of a 2018 filing.
Okay, so should someone tell them?
Tell them what?
That holes in glass don't work so good?
Right. Well, these holes are in between the solid outer layer and the inner layer with holes. At about 1% to 6% porosity, these holes are really, really tiny, 0.05 to 2 millimeters in diameter, and they allow Tesla to pump air-conditioned air into a 0.5 millimeter gap between the outer and the inner layers of glass.
Oh, I see. So air flows out through the perforations, like managing the temperature and then also acting as an acoustic absorber. But how do you clean inside the holes?
With our latest product, Nano Bubbles. Has this ever happened to you? You let your buddy who smokes borrow your car for the weekend, and when you get it back, your Tesla perforated glass is all junked up with cigarette smoke? Well, now with Nano Bubbles, you don't have to worry. One drop of the tiny nano bubbles goes to work cleaning out those millions of tiny holes so your car looks like new.
Thanks, Nano Bubbles. So Tesla will be using this new patent on panoramic roofs?
They could also be using it on windshields too, I guess?
Seriously though, I want to go back to our nano bubble sketch. I feel like cleaning it would become a big deal if there were thousands of little holes. And I don't mean to be negative, and maybe Tesla's thought of this and maybe they have nano bubbles or something. But yeah, normally you clean glass on both sides with glass cleaner, get it all shiny. If it's got lots of little holes, don't they fill up with dirt?
Presumably you'd be filtering the air as it comes in, and so then the air would only be flowing one way.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't suck in like the dirty smoke. Okay.
I hope. Okay. I don't, but then if you don't change the filter, like, does it just start to get clogged? Because that would mean that there's also a gap in between the two pieces of glass.
Which, I mean, you could clean if it was outside and you could spray water in there, but it's inside and you can't. So
I'm curious about the strength and the looks of it. Because, I mean, as soon as you start to add porosity, then it would start to look not clear.
That's why I thought you couldn't use it as a windshield. But anyway, we'll find out. And Tesla published another patent on the same day, hemmed tabless electrodes for energy storage devices and methods thereof. It's basically a battery manufacturing breakthrough that solves the bottleneck of getting current in and out of the battery.
Without having to cut the foil edges into fingers, instead this patent describes how you would fold the uncoated edges of the jelly roll into one continuous hem, which drastically reduces the distance that electrons have to move within the battery.
Yeah, this is a really cool one, actually. New job postings on Tesla's career website show that Tesla is expanding its rental program.
Rental program?
Yeah, you remember Tesla's short-term vehicle rental program that runs out of select Tesla showrooms. It's designed as a longer test drive experience rather than like the traditional rental. It's a minimum of 3 days and a maximum of 7 days. $60 a day for Model Y or Model 3. Cybertruck is $75 a day. It includes unlimited miles, free supercharging for the entire rental, full self-driving, supervised enabled, and full access to the Tesla app. So if you rent a Tesla and then place an order for a new one within 7 days of returning it, Tesla gives you $250 credit towards your purchase. It started in California last year. That's when we reported on it. It was San Diego and Costa Mesa. But now these job postings show that it's expanding to Maryland, Kansas, Washington, and Pennsylvania.
That'll be cool. I mean, I kind of forgot about it because it was such a limited rollout. My guess is that Tesla had to test it out to get the kinks worked out. So maybe it's going to spread to more locations. And I think that that's great because obviously a test drive goes a long way to getting someone to buy a Tesla. Most of the time, you can usually squeeze it into a 5-minute test drive. But I think for a lot of people who are like worried about a lot of the other questions about like range and charging, this could be a good solution. The only problem is going to be the charging at their house.
Right.
So hopefully it comes with a mobile connector and then they can plug it into their wall and see that it's probably going to work. So you guys know about our Now Let's Review YouTube channel, right?
We review all kinds of EV-related products, along with e-mobility, battery-powered tools, basically anything with a battery or an electric motor.
This week, we reviewed the IYilo Level 2 home EV charger.
Even if you have no DIY abilities, you should be able to handle installing the plug-in version of the IYilo EV charger because, well, it just plugs into an existing 240-volt outlet that you may already have in your garage.
It has some cool features, including a safety feature that we haven't seen on an EV charger before.
So go check out a review on Now Let's Review. All right, time for some SpaceX news. Look at this. It was the first 36th time.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
It was the what?
Elon reposted SpaceX saying Falcon 9 lands on the shortfall of Gravitas drone ship, completing the first 36th launch and landing of a booster.
So it
launched and landed 36 times, the first time they did it.
That was the first time that that's happened. Okay, so the first 36th time.
And SpaceX posted full duration 33 engine static fire of Super Heavy version 3.
And Elon said epic videos of Starship Super Heavy.
And then he said next Starship launch, aiming for Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Obviously, it depends on all kinds of things like weather and stuff. But Elon reposted this from Kiko. He said the Cape Gigabay is getting closer to being ready for Starship. Teams recently installed a 420-ton crane, which will use to break over and move Starships and Super Heavy boosters preparing for flight one step closer to the moon and Mars. Yeah, so that's down in Florida.
Wow.
And Starlink posted, Starlink is delivering peak speeds of up to 10 gigabits per second symmetric in Utqiagvik, Alaska, the northernmost city in the United States, located 320 miles above the Arctic Circle.
And Elon said Starlink can now provide reliable 10 gigabit per second symmetric send and receive connectivity anywhere in the world.
Elon posted this. Background on the Starship story, and I cannot recommend this video enough. It's about 35 minutes long. It's the second documentary episode called Critical Path. It has amazing footage, wonderful storytelling about Starship and the team that are building our space future at SpaceX.
So nice thing to watch before the launch, hopefully this Thursday.
Yes, really take it in on big screen if you can, with some big sound.
And Elon said anyone can visit the Starship factory and launch site in Texas, as it is right next to the public highway. It is incredibly inspiring to see.
And China has officially become the third organization after SpaceX and Blue Origin to recover an orbital booster.
The CALT Long March 10B flew its first mission and recovered its booster using a wire net capture system on its first attempt.
Congratulations, China. All right, it's time for our Patreon bonus stories. Remember, we got great prizes over there today and a whole lot of stories we couldn't fit into the show, so we'll see you there for as little as $1 a month. All right, we're back from the Patreon bonus stories. Time for the shout-outs. These are the important people that keep this show running. Who do we got?
We've got Bob Pancrantz,
Don and Arbane,
Kevin Patrick Voigt,
Nate Stott,
and Vulcus. Thank you so much for supporting us.
All right, it's time for Elon's X's of the Week. 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 Elon Elon said California has legalized election fraud.
So back on September 23rd last year, Elon said winning was never in the set of possible outcomes for Anthropic.
But then he just said, I was clearly wrong about Anthropic. They're obviously currently the leader in AI. No company has released a model as good as Mythos or Fable, and they will undoubtedly have Mythos 2 ready soon. And I would never cut them off in a way that hurt them badly, even as a competitor. That's not my style. Tesla open sourced its patents, and we made the Supercharger network available to all competitors, even though we could have made it a walled garden. SpaceX launches competing satellite systems with no increase in price or use of unfair terms. Even my worst enemies can attack me on this platform. So yes, they are using his data centers, and he's like, gonna keep letting them do that.
And Elon says, you don't seem to understand that SpaceX will be worth more than the rest of Earth if we accomplish our goals.
Well, I understand it. Peter Diamante says China is shipping about 90% of the world's humanoid robots. We cannot keep taking them lightly.
Elon said, for now.
Elon said, consistent with the simulation hypothesis, like a video game, objects are randomly generated with positional certainty only when observed.
And not to be posted, the universe is saving on background compute.
And Elon responded, the level of detail rendered is proportionate to the precision of the observation. Anything more than that is wasted compute. Kind of going in on his argument that we're in a simulation.
So, when you lose your keys, it's not your fault. It's just the simulation trying to save, compute.
Exactly. Elon said if solar power in space is harnessed for useful work at scale, the value of that will far exceed the Earth economy because all of Earth's civilization uses much less than a trillionth of our sun's power. Doge designer posted news. Apple just sued OpenAI, claiming the company stole its trade secrets at every level, from technical staff to the chief hardware officer, to build competing consumer hardware.
Elon said scam Altman strikes again. They sure put a lot of effort into this crime.
And we're going to be discussing that on Patreon bonus stories today. Elon then said Rousseau was a real piece of I could have saved 3 months of my philosophy degree just not studying them. Peter Hague says, how sustainable are grok prices? Are they going to have to be ratcheted up significantly at some point?
Elon said our token efficiency seems to be better than any other AI model, and we see many more ways to improve inference per watt. So I think grok will continue to be the best value for money of the frontier models.
We are enjoying it on Cursor.
Yes.
Elon said, by this, he means scamming.
Elon went on to say he might literally love scamming more than any human alive.
But Sam Altman got back to him and said, homeboy, you're the one selling public market investors on short-term space data centers.
Elon said, we start flying them next year. Maybe you can come see them if your parole officer approves.
Oh!
After stealing an open source AI charity, you then stole all of Apple's phone technology. Wow. What do you plan for an encore? That's tough to beat.
And lastly, Elon said, Starship is evolving rapidly. Yeah, I can't wait for Flight 13. That's going to be so exciting. All right, time for Supercharger Reviews. Let's see what people have found out there in the world of supercharging.
There's a new supercharger, people, in Victorville. It's the second one within a month. Oh my God. I don't know how many stalls are here. I'm going to say about 16, but it's very nice. It's near the freeway, pretty convenient. But boy, back there is the Habit. Oh, that's one of my favorite restaurants. Starbucks is over there. What else could you ask for? So now you know.
Hey, Zach and Jesse, this is Steven. I'm here at the Yuba City 10-stall supercharger. It's got 9 regular stalls and 1 pull-through or pull-in stall. It's just north of Highway 20, just west of Highway 70. A couple blocks off the main drag, but it's right by this nice health food market, which you can see in the back there, which is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week. It has restrooms, has deli, has a restaurant, etc. Lots of good food. So I would rate this about a 7 out of 10 on Jesse's scale. So now you know. Thanks.
Thank you so much for doing Supercharger Reviews. We've got a map on our website where you can upload your own and see everybody else's. And thank you so much for joining us today, everybody. And don't forget, we are giving away stuff on Patreon.
Yeah, go over to Patreon to see what we're giving away. It's well worth it. And if you're like, what's Patreon? Just join us for as little as $1 a month. You get all of our Patreon bonus stories. We have so many today. I think it outnumbers this show. And we're giving away stuff. So give it a try.
We're giving away a Model Y mattress.
I know. Sleep on that.
Now you know.